Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at this nice older GE Biax CFL. Found this the other day at the thrift store and had to pick it up. It is brand new in package and it's not even yellowed. You know, a lot of these you'll find it's yellowed sitting on a shelf somewhere, and it also has air inside from whenever it was manufactured. Some nice old air, always need that, you know. So this package looks like it's designed for two different sizes. This one here is the 60 watt equivalent, but as you see, there's a bit of an opening here at the top, and I'm guessing that would be for the 75 watt equivalent. I do believe I have the 75 watt equivalent. I got it many years ago, so there should be a video of that on the channel. I also have the 100 watt equivalent that was given to me by my grandparents way back in the day when these things first came out. I remember getting that from them. And this is a 60 watt version, so we're slowly putting them all together. I like these older U-bent tube-shaped ones. They called them the Biax. I believe it even says it on the bulb. We'll see that here in a second. On the front of the packaging, we obviously have the GE Ultra Soft White 60 energy-saving bulb with super long life. Love this older packaging. I love the colors of it, the little strip of red at the top. It catches your eye, and it's just so simple. It doesn't have any of the pictures on it that you'd expect from some older packaging, other than the two here in the bottom corner. But really, I love this older, early 2000s packaging. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at the front, let's take a quick look at the back here. I remember their design here for the wattage equivalents, the little circles. Did they have that on the front too? No. Only on the back here. And of course, there's all kinds of extra information. I didn't even know there was a warranty on these bulbs. That's new to me. Okay. Made in Hungary, not China. Interesting how they put all this around the bulb. You see how it's kind of halfway in the packaging and halfway not? Really interesting design there. So, how are we going to open this thing? Well, my plan is to try to cut along the back here in such a way that we can preserve this package. So I'm going to do that, and we'll be right back. So, I made a line here all the way around the back. Hopefully we can get it out doing that. I'm not sure because we have the cardboard here. Oh, didn't think of that. Okay. We're probably going to have to go down a little further so we can slide it out. Back again, and we went all the way to the bottom here. As you notice, this has a foot on it, and that's so you can, you know, set it up on a store display, so you don't have to hang it, you know, by the hook assembly there. You can stand it up like this in a row. Okay, now that we have that done, let's go ahead and see if we can slide it out of here, being as gentle as we can with the packaging, because this is just a thin piece of paper in here. The other thing that I noticed is it has the UL listing on it. Now, maybe, you know, that was pretty common for CFLs, but I don't ever recall seeing that prominently on a package before. You know, the companies have to pay a lot to have it be put through, you know, UL testing. So that's interesting. So there's the packaging again without the bulb in it. Set that aside and take a look at our wonderful bulb. Oh, this thing is so cool. Okay, so we have our 3 U-bent tubes here. I love the proportions of this whole thing. It is so scrumptious, I guess you could say. So, I'm trying to think, I want to say it's more of like a T3 size tube. It's a lot thicker than CFLs you'd see today still, kind of. It's a thicker bulb, more of their Biax, which is what they call it here, Biax. This is about the size of one, I'd say, 5 watt PL bulb. It might be a little taller, but it looks like a 5 watt to me. So basically you have 3 of them here put together, and they're all kind of welded at the base here, kind of with a hole in the middle naturally. So your arc comes up, bridges across, and eventually finds the 2 electrodes here. So we have our Biax electronic 15 watt. Labeling here, some information down on the base. I wonder if that's some type of date code. Caution information. I want to smell it. Smells like chemicals. I'm not sure why I wanted to do that, but it seemed to be giving off a slight odor of chemicals, and sure enough, I mean, it's been inside of this package for who knows how many years. I want to say early 2000s, like, I don't know, 2003 or 4, I don't know. I'm sure somebody can let us know a bit more specific in the comments below. Love these early CFLs. Okay, I do have a 100 watt incandescent here to compare size with a little bit. So as you can see, it's definitely taller, and that's pretty standard for every CFL at the time. Even the PL adapters, they're not the same height or compactness as an actual A19 incandescent. Diameter-wise, for sure, but length-wise, that can be a little hard to put into certain fixtures. Okay, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get this into our socket here. And let's find our starting end right here. I'm going to turn on our little power strip here. Oh, I don't even have it into the right plug. Well, wouldn't that be helpful? Okay, I'm going to turn off our lights here, and let's see what we get for our first turn on. Here we go. Ooh, that was nice. Now, this is going to take a little bit to warm up. It is its first time turning on, but I'm not expecting this to take too long because I'm not sure, but I don't think at this point in time they were too concerned about getting the eco-ness of these down, you know, being less mercury and things like that. So it'll probably just take a bit to warm up, being its first time, because as you can see on this side here, it's still completely dark. There is an arc going through that naturally, but it's going to take a little bit to get all the way over there. Now we can see the electrodes here on the ends, if it focuses on them. And the one thing I always liked with these U-bent ones is you can see in the welts here, the kind of bluish, and that's the mercury vapor arc inside of the tube. Because of course the phosphor coating there isn't exactly perfect, so you can see the discharge. This is starting to get very warm, and it's still brightening up. This is definitely a lot brighter than it was a little bit ago. It still looks quite dark on camera, but it is most certainly brightening up. So while it's doing that, I'm going to hold it up here. Let's get some readings off of our little meter here. So we're at 117.8 volts, 0.21 amps, 15.4 watts, and a power factor of 0.6. And it is still warming up. If I turn this so we have our darkest tube down, you can definitely see a difference in the lux meter here. And then if I turn it towards the side that is more bright, you know, there's definitely a difference in brightness there. It's still brightening up. So I'm going to let this sit for a little bit, make sure it's at full brightness, and we will return. We're certainly at full brightness now, with all the tubes being the same brightness. Took a little bit to warm up, but again, this was its very first time. So let's go ahead and get some readings here once again. We got 14.6 watts. It's kind of gone down a little bit now that it's at full brightness. We're at 118.2 volts, 0.2 amps, and a power factor of 0.6 still. So I'm going to hold this back up at our 2-foot mark again, and I'm going to face down that tube that took the longest to get to full brightness, and that's about 287 lux. And then let's turn it to where the two electrodes are, and that's 270. Now, naturally, that is a little bit dimmer because we don't have as much light output here in the region where the electrodes are. You know, it's darker right here. But that does show that this side is all warmed up. With all that being said, it is now finally time to get some readings from this beautiful bulb. So let's use the side that's giving us the brightest results, and here we go. We'll save that. The spectrum of the bulb. the CRI of the bulb, and the white balance of the bulb. Beautiful early CFL. Love these finds. Look at that mercury discharge there in between the tubes. Now, my aunt and uncle have one of these exact bulbs in one of their lamps in the living room. And last time I was there, which was quite a while ago, it was still in that lamp working. So it just goes to show that some of these really early electronically ballasted CFLs last a very long time. Now, I have also seen these, the 75 and 100 watt version, at the county fair back home. And the last time I was there, which again was quite some years ago, they were still in use as well. Now, that being probably like 2015 or something like that, maybe 2018. I don't know. I don't really remember. But that's still a pretty good length for something that came out, early 2000s. These do last a very long time. A beautiful bulb. Let's turn our lights back on here. And we'll turn off our lamp. It did get quite warm. Yes, quite hot. Ooh, that is very hot, yes. Okay, now one last thing that I wanted to try, because we do have it here, is our Variac. Why not? Let's go ahead and turn it on. So we're at 120. We're going to slowly bring it down. 100. 80. 70. It's still holding an arc. It's struggling. 60 volts. 50 volts. It's definitely dimmed down, but it's still holding its arc. 40 volts. Wow. It is dimmed down, but it's still holding its arc. Oh, there it goes out at about 35. Now let's see when it turns. Oh, okay, so it kind of turns back on about 45 volts. And we can bring it all the way back up to 120. Now, I am sure that this will not play as well with a dimmer. And that's why these early CFLs, they really didn't want you to use them on a dimmer because they flicker really badly. So a word of caution, this is probably going to flicker really badly and flash a lot. I don't remember what way is up and what way is down, so let's just see what we get. Ooh, it buzzes really badly. Ooh. Oh, so as we dim it, we're turning it here, the light output does not change. But it most certainly does not like it. It's making all kinds of terrible noises. Ooh. Yeah, it does not like that at all. It did not flicker like I expected it to, but it certainly made some noises that were not very healthy. Let's put it back in our socket here just to make sure it's not totally done. Yep, it's happy as can be, silent as ever. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video, taking a look at this beautiful new old stock GE Ultra Soft White 60 Biax CFL. As always, I do hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to give it a like down below and leave a comment. I do enjoy reading all of your comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. Also check out my secondary channel Merkove and subscribe over there for more behind the scenes and alternative content. Of course, check out the other videos here on this screen, and as always, thank you very much for watching.